Welcome to the latest on the web design. Now, before you start, make sure you download all the resources inside here. We are going to need an extra plugin called Unlimited Element for us to be able to pull this off. This is the website we're about to design. Now, we're not going to go to Figma to break down the design because by now you should be very used to understanding website structure, because that's the only way you'll be able to pull off crazy designs like this. Now, on this first section, you notice everything is moving from left to right. So that's what we call horizontal layout. Now, this first section comes and ends somewhere around here. So everything is moving from top to bottom, which means you have to do a lot of grouping. Looking at this design, there are primarily three containers. This first container will handle this, the second container will handle this and these logos, and then the last container is going to handle the video and the text below. So let's start. Add element. Okay, so we're going to add three containers inside here. Duplicate this twice. So the first container is going to have this text up here. Copy. So add element, heading. Replace the value of the heading to be this. Go to style. The typography should be inter. The size should be 32. The letter spacing should be -2 pixels. The weight should be 700 and the color should be black 020202. And we are going to add the next text editor. Is going to handle this text. Perfect. We're going to copy everything and then replace it. Then delete the ones we have to delete. Perfect. Go to style. The color should be B5. That should be the color. Now back to this. The layout for these two elements is horizontal from left to right. So click, go to direction, change it to be horizontal. That's what we have. Now back to this guy. We have to do some more styling. Transform should be normal. Go to advanced. If you look at this, it has three lines, which means the width was manipulated. So we have to give it a custom width of somewhere around 62 or 65. Perfect. Then this text, we have to give it a custom width as well, because this one has three lines and this one has two lines. So 3 lines. Go to advanced, width, custom. Should be somewhere around here. So this one should be 40. Then go to the container and then justify content should be space between. So there should be a space between this text from this title. Go to content. We're going to delete the space up here. Perfect. Now the container, everything should be at the center. That's what we want. So we're done with that. The next one is these logos. So to do that, they have to be inside their own container. So copy this text inside here. We're going to add a text editor and replace the value with this. Copy the style from here and paste style. Paste just the style. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a container inside here under the text. So this is the container we're working on. This is the container we've added. The container is going to act like this guy here. You see, if you look at all of these logos, they have a container that holds all of them. There are about 5 micro containers inside here. So that's 6 actually. So I'm going to duplicate this 5 times. Then on this container that holds all of them, I'm going to change the direction to be horizontal. So 1 2 3 4 5. So one more time, 6. Good. So this first container, we're going to apply a minimum height of 100 pixel because we're not going to put anything inside them. So if we're not going to put anything, we need to give them a minimum height so they don't anyway, so that they don't look invisible, because when you don't put anything inside a container, you hide them. So let me take this off. Let me put a color on this container that holds all of them. The color should be EEE. That's the color. Then the border, it should have a border color as well, solid 1 pixel. Is going to be somewhere 777. So if I hide this now, you see it's actually longer when I'm in the editing mode, but when I hide it, since there's nothing there, it becomes short. So that's why we have to put a minimum height on these containers, because they'll have nothing inside them. So once I put a minimum height now, watch what happens when I hide it. So if I hide it now, the minimum height stays. So back to this container, the border should be very light. I think it should be D5 D5 D5. So yes, that's what we should have. Then it should have a border radius of 30 pixels all around. Yes. Now we can click on this first card where the logo is going to be. What's the name of that first logo? Open. So this one is open. So let's hide it. You see the edges of this logo should be rounded, but it's sharp now. See, everything is rounded. So back here, border, we have to give it a border of solid, border type of solid, border which should be 1. Then we need to give it this same color that we applied on this border, which is D5. I'm just going to copy the color code and come back here. Border color code should be D5 D5. That's the border color for this one. Then it has to have a border radius of 24. So I'm going to copy this and then paste style, paste style, paste style, paste style, paste style. So on this second container, all I have to do is just come here, change the logo type to be Logitech. Do the same here. Go to style, open, change it to be Clipido. This one should be Samsung. The next should be Zero. And the last should be Lenovo. So this is what we would have at the end of the day, Lenovo. So we're done with this second container. Moving on to this one. So this one is going to have a video and the text below it. So I'm going to copy the text, add element, add video, add element, add text editor under the video. Do this and then copy this and paste that. So since we pasted the style and the style has a custom width, we're going to add custom width of 60 or 62 perhaps. Then add an element. We're going to add a button. This button is going to be C-Walk, and the button is going to be, the text color is going to be black, 030303. Now the background color right now is purple, but we need to change it. So the background type is going to be classic. The color is going to be E9, and then the radius is going to be 30, because if you look at this button here, it's rounded. Then we're going to add an icon. So we're going to add an icon from the icon library. We're going to search for arrow, and we're going to use this arrow. So it's going to be at the end like that. Perfect. Now back to this. Okay, so I made a mistake. So I have to add a container here under this video, and the container is going to hold this text and this button. Now the reason it has to be inside this container where this text is under. So the reason why we're putting them is because we want to float them, change their direction to be horizontal. You cannot do that when you don't group them like this, because see, all of them are inside this container. So we've worked on the first container, we worked on the second, we worked on we're working now on the third. So on this container we have to do what we call add a space between. So the space from this element to this one should be calculated and inserted, and then push any element away from the remaining space. Now the space between simply means calculate the length of this widget, calculate the other length of this widget. If they are close together, push them apart. If there were more than 2 widgets here, it will calculate all 3 or all 4 and then push them, calculate the space in between them, and then push each of them like that. So if I duplicate now, you see this space from here to here is the same as the space from here to here. So let me delete that. Okay, we're done with that section. All right, moving on to this section, we're going to heavily use our unlimited elements. So we're going to add an element. Now this particular section is broken into 2, one on the left and one on the right. So I have to put 2 containers inside here and duplicate them. Then come to the section, direction should be from left to right. So on the left hand side is going to be this image, which is a carousel, because if I click on this icon, it's going to change those images. And then on this right hand side is going to be a text. So the first image is going to be you're going to have all of this text. So let me copy that. So first things first, you have to add a carousel, a card carousel. So I'm going to take this one and put it here. Okay, so I'm going to go to items and I'm going to change the information here to be this one. And I'm going to cut this text from here to be the heading. So this one is going to have just the heading, right? It's just going to have the text, no heading, just text, no heading. Then I'm going to add another element called remote tabs. This one is going to be remote tabs and it's going to be inside here. Okay, so the first element is going to be the title that we copied. It's going to be this title, right? So it's going to be that title. I'm going to delete the icon. The image is going to be this open image. This is it. Select that. Okay, so I'm going to delete this remaining 2 and I'm coming back here. I'm going to delete these last 2. I just want to do it for just 2 elements because I don't want it to be longer. So I'm going to copy this text and then come here, go to delete item 4, then replace the text here, delete this title. Okay, now I'm going to copy this title. I'm not going to put it here. I'm going to come back here, go to items and then replace this title with this one. Then I'm going to change the image, delete the icon and then add the image of 0. I think this is 0. Good. All right. Back here, I'm going to go to layout. I'm going to get rid of the arrows, get rid of the bullets, get rid of I'm going to leave the buttons, get rid of the top decoration. All right. Above content, show title, I'm going to hide that. Okay. go to connected widgets. Now I want to connect this widget to this one because this one is going to be the titles of the contents inside this widget. So I'm going to enable connection. Once I enable connection, this error is going to go away. Good. Now if I click on back here, I'm going to go to general. Number of items to show should be 1. Good. It should be 1. So when I click here, it switches. When I click here, it switches. So coming back here, I'm going to turn off layout. I'm going to turn off general. I'm going to turn off loop. It should not be looping. It should only change when I'm going to turn on loop and then turn off autoplay. I don't want it to be switching automatically except I click here or here. So okay. So there's one more thing I need to add. I'm going to search for remote. I'm going to select remote arrows and put it under here. So if I click here, it should change. I click here, it should change. Now this one has a problem because it's supposed to happen here as well. So I'm just going to add another remote tabs and put it here. Okay, now it's working, but it's not working here. So go to items, delete the last 2, and then let's see. So does it still work? Okay, it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy the content I put here. Copy, come down here. The one I just copied is under 2, so I'm going to replace this, delete the icon, then come back up here, go to items, copy the one for item 1, copy all of that, come back here, items, go to solution, delete that, and then delete the icon. Now on the first one we have to put this image, open image, and then on the second one, so that's open image. On the second one we have to put 0, so this is 0. Okay, so let's delete this since it wasn't working. Let's see if it works. It works, perfect. Go to style, item shadow, everything should be at the left. Column direction, item justify, start, item alignment, start, link alignment, start. Okay, I'm trying to make sure the image shows, but it's not showing. So go to layout, high level, perfect. Image. Okay, the graphic element should be image, perfect. Okay, the space from the graphic element should be 24, not 25. It's always good to work with the size of 4. Numbers are divisible by 4 and 8. So come to image, image width, it should be contain. Okay, there should be no radius. Yep. And item background should be like that. So that's what we have. If you click on this first one, click on this one, it should change. Now when you click on this title, you should be able to read the content concerning this. So fixing low demo signups. Okay, so fixing low demo signup will help several redesign websites. Okay, so that's what we have. Now the last thing we have to do is change the information here. So the image for that should be this one. Then okay, I need to download this image. I think I missed this image. Then the image for this first one should be, the image for this one should be, let me upload that. It should be this one. All right, so okay, so from vision, this blah 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 blah. So from vision, okay, so the first one is from vision, and that's not the image we need there. Okay, so click here, items, item 1. It should be, item 1 should be this image instead. Alright, item 2 should be the image we just uploaded. Perfect. So if I go here, is this image. If I come back, so this image is for fixing load demo. We have 0. So fixing load demo sign up, that's what we have. Click here, fixing load demo 0. This is what we have. Okay, good. So let's do some slide adjustment. Go to layout, items, advanced. Okay, layout. For the slides, minimum height, we have to give it a minimum height of 160 or 180. No, 160 is perfect. Then go to the image, we have to give it a minimum height of 320. Perfect. Then go to slide, everything should be at its left align. Perfect, good. And then content minimum height should stay at 160. Now I'm looking for the text spacing should be 40 pixel. Good. So the button is also gray like the one up here, so I'm going to come up here, go to style, the background type, the button color is E9. So I'm going to come back here, scroll down to button. The background color should be E9 as well, and it should have a radius of 30. Good. What's the name? The name is view case study. So come back to content, items, item 1 should be view case study. Perfect. So I'm going to copy this and then paste it on item 2. It should be view case study. Now back here, click on this container, make sure everything is spaced between, so that the arrow should be down like this. Okay, good. Now you have to come back here, go to style, we have to change that color to be just black. So that's title. The title color should be 0A, and typography should be inter. The size should be 32. No, the size should be 24. The weight should be 600. The line height should be 24. Letter spacing should be minus 2.2 pixel, and maybe the size should be 20. Then the letter spacing should be -1. Good. Perfect. Okay, one more thing. go to the width of this element, give it a custom width, make it somewhere around 70%. Good. I think this thing is too black, so go to style, scroll down to title. It's too black, so let's make it 2A. That's the first step. 2A. That's the color code, and then the size should be 18. Should be 18. Yeah, should be 18. Good. Now if I click on this one, okay, I think I've spoiled something. So if I click on this, it goes here. If I click on this, it goes in. So it's perfect now. So I'm going to hit on publish. So this is the most dynamic way of designing websites using Elementor. You see, I just put widgets and they are all controlling themselves. Okay, now go to style. I want to adjust the coloring of this this arrow. So the border width should be 1, right? And the color of the border should be B6. And I'm going to reduce the button minimum height. Okay, the minimum height should be 50. I'm going to reduce the size of the button icon. Should be 12. Okay, the button itself. So the padding, I'm looking for the padding. Padding. Seems like we don't have a padding here. Minimum height, minimum width. Minimum height should be 40. Minimum width should be 40. Good. So that's what we have. I wanted it to be small. It was too big. Perfect. So maybe we can even just make it black. So 0, 0. So it's prominent, but not that prominent like it was before. So this is what we have. If you hover here, it's going to turn to black. Good. So hit on publish. I think this is one of the longest sections we worked on. And these other ones will be pretty straightforward. So I think we're going to skip this so the whole thing doesn't feel so long. It's almost repetitive. The idea is to understand the design styles used. So this design here and the design here is similar. The only thing that changes is the icon choice. So okay, we're just going to move on to this section. So this section is split into two, here and here, so it's a horizontal layout. So add section and add. So it has two primary containers. Duplicate, go to the section, change the direction to be horizontal. So the first one is going to have this text and the heading up. So add element, text editor, replace it, come back here, copy this, add element, heading, and replace that with this. Then come up here. That's interesting. I have not made any smaller heading. Copy and then paste that. So this one is going to be style, is going to be 24. The width, custom width is going to be 60. I think it's too thick, so go to style, typography, make it good, should be there. And then the size should be 20. Should be 20 and then semi-bold. And then we increase this. Should 20 and then the letter spacing should be minus 1.2 pixel. Now for this color of this text, copy from here and then paste style. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5. So we have to change the custom width to be 60%. Now we're left now with this other card. Now this card has 4 cards inside. Okay, so if it has 4 cards inside and 2 are going vertical, then if we combine the 2, they're going, 2 of them are going horizontal. Now if you combine the 2, they're going vertical. So from left to right, then from top to bottom. The only way you can achieve this is if you group these 2 together and then you group these 2 together, so you can have top to bottom, and inside the top to bottom you have left to right. So we need 2 more containers inside here, 1 and then 2. Inside the first container we have 2 containers inside. Duplicate that twice. Now the direction for this is horizontal, then we're just going to delete this and then duplicate this one. Perfect. So inside this container we have an icon, we have an icon, we have a title. I'm going to duplicate this, put it inside. We have a text, so I'm going to duplicate this and put it under here. So what's the text? Design that helps you grow. So this one is going to be maybe 16, and then the letter spacing is going to be -4. This one should be 20, not 21. Good. Then we're going to get rid of the custom width to make it default. This icon, go to style, the size should be 24 and it should be left aligned. Then go to advanced. We're going to give it a background. It has to have a background. Select classic, make it this color. I'm going to make it aqua. So it's going to be F0, F8, FF. That's the color. Come back to layout, give it a custom width. 14, make it center, no left. Okay, come back here, make it center. Good. And good. Okay, so that's what we have. One more thing, the border should have a border radius of 4, so it should look like that. Right now you cannot see it, so let me add the width, the padding. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now at the bottom we're going to reduce here the bottom to be 6. All right, at the right should be it should be 8. At the bottom should be 4 because it was looking a little bit off. So come back to background. We're going to make that background to be prominent, so somewhere around here. Good. Then the icon color, go to style. The icon color should be purely black. Good. So if I were to hide this is what we have. Okay, the icon color, go to advanced again. Under border, it's going to have a border width of solid, border type of solid, border width of 1, and it's going to be AO. It's too visible, so let's reduce it again. D3. Okay, back to the background. I'm going to change the background to be F1, F1, F1. That should be the background. Good. That's what we have now. For the card itself, if you notice, the card has a border, right? Just like what we saw here. So I'm going to copy and then paste that. But the only difference is I'm going to click on the card and get rid of that this image and put a background of white there. So this is what we should have for the first card. And we need to do some slight adjustment. So make it 18. It should be something like this. Good. Then click on the card. We're going to give it a padding. We're going to switch it to EM and make it 2EM. Or maybe click on the icon and reduce the padding altogether. Then go to style, reduce the size of the icon to be 16. Yeah, this one is perfect. Now all I have to do is just duplicate this card. The whole idea is to design the first card, then you can change the content. So in order for this design tutorial not to be too long, I'm just going to duplicate it and leave it like that. So that's the first. The one last thing we can do now is to copy this style from this card up here and then paste it here. Paste that. I have to paste that instead of went and pasted. What is happening? Okay, I also downloaded the direction, the floating direction. That's why we had that issue. Okay, so this is what we have. Now, one thing I can do is now reduce the width of this card to make that bigger. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of a couple of padding, get rid of this padding, get rid of this other padding, and this is what we might end up with. So the text height of this text is too much, so typography, line height rather, should be somewhere around 24. So if it's 24, that means there's not enough line height to be making the cards look too fat. Then this one should be 100% copy. We're doing last minute edits, so tidy up everything. So that's what we have. Good. Now you can get the hang of it from here. So everything needs to be 4 lines, so it should be around 80. Good. Wow, that was long. Now we're moving on to this section. This section is a combination of these guys and this one. So the same thing we did up there is the same thing we're going to do here, but there's a difference. There's a difference because when we add a section, if you look here, there are 2 cards inside the card. One title, then the title and the icons are on the same line. Then you have this drop down. Now this is what we call list items, web apps, all of this. So we're just going to design one and then duplicate it. So first of all, we'll start up here. We'll design this. Okay, so how many containers? 1 and then 2. So in the first container we have this, duplicate that. So on this container, all the cards inside are moving from left to right. So there are 3 cards. We have to duplicate all of them. Direction should be horizontal. Now for the first card has an image card, and then inside the image, it also has inside the card, it also has a text. So the first one is going to go for this image, and then this one for this text. So let me copy the text, add element, text editor, replace that, copy, and then paste that. So the container color, the background color is white, so the color code for white is F6 times. It has a border radius of 24. Now on this one, we're going to give it a minimum height of 200 pixel. Should be 200. Then go to background type, select classic, add an image of these two guys. Go down, border. You should have a border radius of 24. Come back to background. We have to manipulate the display size to be cover, and that's what we have. Then one last thing, we have to apply the same style that we applied here on this card, the first card. So paste that. That's what we have. Good. Okay, I'm going to add the height of this image again. Layout, I'm going to make it 260. Perfect. Then we have to have this text and this other one. So there are two texts below here. Okay, add element. I'm going to just add a container and then add two texts inside. Duplicate this twice. So as the first, this one is going to be this. Okay, so this one has to be bold. Go to style, typography, make it. Anyway, before I do that, let me copy and then paste style and then paste style. Then here I'm going to go to typography, weight, and make it bold. Good. Now on this one, I'm going to get rid of the gaps. I'm going to get rid of the padding. Why does it look so big? Okay, need to delete that. So content, the line height, it's probably the line height doing this thing. Perfect. It should be like that. So when you see me doing all of these things, you should give you an idea of, okay, when you're in this situation, this is what you should do. Now I'm done with this first container. All I have to do is duplicate it and delete these other ones that are empty. Then I just replace the content that are inside. Now the beauty about this, our class, little tutorial classes, is to help you. Okay, when I'm in this section and I'm faced with this problem, this is what I should have, this is how I should approach it, this is what I should do. That's the whole point of all of this training, right? And before you even get to understand everything we're doing here, you need to have an understanding of web design in general. And if you don't know how to design websites, you can get the course, practice, get the skill. The course will soon drop by the end of this month. I just love web design, you understand? It's beautiful. Okay, so we've achieved that. So on this container, we're supposed to achieve this. What's left now is just to change the information. I'm not going to do that, so we'll work faster. So just change the information, change this name, change the title, change the name, change the title, change the information. So we're moving on to this part, how we help business grow. So this is split into two, all going from left to right. So I'm going to add two containers inside here. Duplicate that, click here, change your direction to be left to right. The first one is going to be the heading, which is going to be this, and then the second one is going to be these two texts, which is a text editor, which is going to be this one. So I'm going to copy, paste that, I'm going to copy and paste style. Perfect. So yeah, we have two things to do. We have to add 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and inside those 3 cards we have to add 2 cards inside, one to hold the icon and the title, the other to hold this drop down list. So I'm going to design one, then duplicate it. So add 3 cards inside here. Perfect. If I go to direction, do that. Okay, now inside the first one we're going to add 2 cards inside, duplicate that. So to make room, I'm going to reduce the width of this container so this one looks big. So the first one is going to have an icon, so search for icon, and it's going to have a heading. So I'm going to come up here, copy this, paste style, come here, copy this, paste style. Okay, you will notice this edge is rounded and it has a border of dark gray, which is about 1 pixel. So we're just going to come back here, copy this. Since it's a card or a container, it's going to just pick that. So click on this container, change the direction to be horizontal. I'm going to reduce the size to be maybe 14, and then the weight should be medium. Then this icon I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to make it full width. Then I'm going to get rid of the background because I don't need it. I'm going to get rid of the border and I'm going to say it's none. Padding, I'm going to get rid of the padding under layout. Okay, now for the full custom width, I'm going to make it 30. I'm going to make it 32%. Good. So the minimum height, I'm going to get rid of the minimum height. Perfect. Everything should be one long. So this one is what? Product design. So change this to be product design. So the space, get rid of this space. Make sure everything is at the center. Good. Good. So that's what we have for the first one. Finally did it. Okay, the next one is the list item. So add element, search for list item because that's not text. So icon list, that's the name. We're going to get rid of all the icons. So the first one is what? Web apps. The next one is mobile apps. So list 1 should be web apps. List 2 should be mobile apps. List 3 should be design systems. Prototyping. So I'm going to duplicate that and then replace this with this. Then the last one, I'm going to duplicate this and then replace it with this. Then go to style. What's the color code for this text? Style. The color code is 85, 85, 85. So I'm going to give that same color code to the text color here. So that's what we should have. Then we have to apply that copy. We have to apply that same style on that card, on this other card down here. Perfect. Perfect. So come here, we need to copy this style, copy, and apply it on the card itself. Paste style. Good. What do I see? What do I need? Okay, now all I have to do is just duplicate this one more time, then get rid of these ones. You can now sit down and change the information. So the most important thing is to learn how to design it, then you can change it. Now on this part, I'm not going to touch it because it's almost repetitive. I'm just going to move on to this last one. So this is all about pricing, and I don't want to get into all of this. So we're going to move on to this last one. Remember, you're learning designing, and we've done pricing before. It's just that we cannot replicate this particular type of pricing using Elementor, but you can have a custom pricing style. I think on the last video we did, we had a pricing, so we had to adjust it. We had to adjust it on that last video. If you're not on that last video, then it's inside the course where you will learn how to create a custom pricing widget using Elementor and unlimited elements. So I think the last design is this tool, which is still similar. This one is similar to this one up here. It's similar to this design up here. So when we have a situation like this, the only thing that change is their layout. So this layout is pretty straightforward, left to right, but this one is left to right, but there's a text on the right hand side, on the left hand side, while the logo's on the right hand side. But since I'm really smart, I'm just going to do something really tricky. So I'm going to add element. I already know it's a horizontal layout. Duplicate, click on this section, change the layout to be horizontal. On this first section, we have the title and the text. So let me replace that with this. So the title will be replaced with this content, and the text will be replaced with this other content. Good. Now on this one, I'm just going to copy all of this and then paste. Then get rid of, I think there are 3. So I'm going to get rid of as much as possible until I left with just 3. Good. So that's the first 3. The next one is, the next thing to do is just to duplicate this. Perfect. Then what I'm going to do is to copy one of this style and then paste it on this container, paste style. Then click on the container and change the direction to be vertical. Then get rid of the style, because this style is supposed to be only on the main parent container. Now once I resetted the style, you notice it changed its layout to its default layout. So I'm going to have to go back and then do horizontal again, come back again here and do horizontal again. And then we have something like this. Perfect. We're killing it. So the width of this is 70. Let me make it at 70. So the width of this should be 70 as well. So when we look at it, everything is starting from here. Good. So come to this, go to advanced, get rid of the padding, so everything will start exactly the same. Perfect. All right. Then the last part is this FAQ. Looking at it, it's left to right, so it's a horizontal layout. So add a container, duplicate the container, and then duplicate the container, not the section. Then get to the section, change it to be horizontal, duplicate this one, and then drag it inside here. Change the content. Frequently asked questions, that's the first content. Then duplicate or copy, then paste it inside here, and then change the content. Then come back up here and copy this button and then paste it here. What's the name of the button? Book a call. There's no icon. Okay, there's an icon, but it should be book. The icon should be book. So something like this, and the icon comes at the start. Good. So we're going to search for the FAQ with the advanced accordion. So this one is brought in by how do you call it? Elementor's kit. Yes, that's the name of the widget. Elementor's kit. So we're going to work on just this first one, because we are this one is really long. So tab title should be this, and then once you click on it, all of this content. So this, I cannot copy the content. Okay, that's the tab content. So that's the tab content. I'm going to do it for just 2 of them, because we're already running into almost an hour into this and I don't want to make the whole module to be so long. Okay, so I'm going to copy all of these. Okay, now we have the content. What's left now is to style it. You notice the plus is at the edge. So general setting, enable toggle icon position. Perfect. Get rid of the arrows. That's what we have. That's the first step. The second step is to make it rounded and then give it spacing. So what I'm going to do is go to advanced first. First of all, click here, go to style, and then copy this color code, which is EE. Come back here, go to advanced, give a padding of 20 pixel, then scroll down to background. Background type should be classic, and then the color code should be E 6 times. Good, that's the first step. The second step is to go to style, tab style, the color of that tab. The color of that tab should be content style. Okay, the tab style should be classic and the color should be white. There should be distance from one tab to the other. That's what we see here. The distance should be 8 pixel. Okay, I'm looking for radius. There should be a radius of 24 pixel. Perfect. See, that's how we achieve things. Okay, now I think that's all we have to do. Okay, there should be a border type, so I'm going to look for border here. So the border type should be solid, 1 pixel, should be EE as well, or maybe E3. So that's the style. So coming back here, advanced, under border, this one should be 30 pixel and the border type should be E3. So it should be E3, and the border we should be 1. Good. Now you can duplicate as many as possible. Now on this container, I'm going to reduce the width to be 70, so there's that consistency up. It should follow that same consistency. Good, that's good. Okay, now I can go ahead now and just okay, when you hover on here, it should not change. So go to style, tap style. On hover, the text color should still be black. On active, the text color should still be black. Now black is 0,000. Okay, so the content style should have a padding of 12. Good. And there should be no background type, so we don't see those weird stuff. Because if we try to put the background, you see it looks disconnected, so we need to get rid of it. Now you can go as far as now duplicating this into how many you want. Just populate it. That's how we have it. So I'm going to hit on publish. Now there's one last finishing touch we need to do. We need to give a lot of spacing from one section to the next, and I always work with EM when I'm giving space. So 5 at the top, 5 at the bottom. Copy these, and well, I'm not going to paste it. I'm going to paste that because they are all floating from left to right. But when I get to this point, I'm just going to apply this style manually. So EM should be 5 at the top, 5 at the bottom. And coming here, I'm just going to paste style. But when I get here, we're doing 5 at the top, this at the top and at the bottom. So I'm not putting it on the left and on the right. When you get here, it should just be 5 at the bottom, because there's nothing competing for attention at the top. You can easily distinguish one section from the next, and everything back then everything looks squashed.